So good morning students. Today we are going to see about material management. So when you will go for a material management, once the product design is over, process strategy is over, then we will go with the material management. So here the contents in material management are we are going to see about objectives, planning, budgeting and control. These are the topics we are going to see in material management. So, what is material management? It is defined as the function responsible for the coordination of planning, sourcing, purchasing, moving, storing, and controlling materials in an optimum manner so as to provide a pre-decided services to the customer at a minimum cost. So once the product design is over, process design is over, the next thing we decide is what are the materials is required that match with the product designs. Whether we want to go for a buy a products, buy a material or a make a material as for our inputs. So once we decided to buy the products or procure the materials from the suppliers, selected suppliers, we will think about the three things, that is best quality, best or reasonable price, reasonable quantity and reasonable quality. If these three things are met, our material management will be a best one. So before go, the material management involves planning of material management and controlling the material management in a optimum level, that is making use of all the procured material in a better way without wastage. So material management is the functions for planning. Sourcing means where we have to buy the material, that is from whom we have to buy the material, in which quantity and quality, on which time or when we have to buy. These are the things we will do in sourcing, and once this is over we'll go for purchasing, and moving is transporting the material from the suppliers to the inventory where we will store our material. Then controlling of material, that is whenever the material is required in the work centers, we will move it to the particular work center in a controlled manner, that is in a appropriate or in a correct quantity and quality. We will make sure the availability of material in that particular work centers in an optimum manner. And also material management plays an important role in minimum price level. So if the price of the material that is procured from the supplier is very high, that will also increases the price of the customers, which makes disappointment among the customers, and so that they will move back to the previous competitor or a previous company for their buying. The next one, objectives of the material management. Primary objective of the material management is low prices. So we have to negotiate with our suppliers so that the material is procured with the reasonable prices or a low prices, but we should not compromise with the quality and quantity. The next one is we have to maintain the inventory in a lower level so that all the stock material should be processed for the production, not kept in the inventory for a longer period. Again, that will go for a scrap level. The next one is reduction in real cost. That should be maintained. The cost should be maintained in a reduced level, and regular supply of material to the inventory and to the work centers to be maintained. And the procurement of quality, we have to procure the material with the quality, best quality, and efficient handling. If it's a sense of certain material like glass material or any sensitive one, it should be chemicals or any other thing, should be handled in a better way. So that should also that should be also maintained properly. If you are not handled such materials, it will be a great loss to the inventory. Next one is the material where you purchase creates a goodwill. If the material purchased one as a default one, it will reduces your goodwill, so that your total business will be a collapsed one. The next one is we have to locate and develop the future executives. So if you have a good material management, you will focus which one will be a better, and that gives sustainable business development. Next, we are going to see about the secondary objective. Here, the first one is reciprocity. Next one, new development, make or buy decision, standardizations, assistance to production department, cooperations with other departments, conceptions of future outlooks. The first one is reciprocity. Whenever we buy a raw materials from an organizations, so we have to think the customer point of view, and we have to finish the products so that the customer will also come back to us. So secondary objective is the material management plays an important role, which which starts from the purchase of material with the best suppliers, and with the help of this best quality and quantity of the material, we will satisfy the end users or our customers, and again they will come back to us to place an order with us. So it is a reciprocity, that is your secondary objective. Next one is new development. So taste and preference of the customers changes day by day, and technology changes, market situation changes. So we have to develop our material management or material requisitions with the suppliers with a flexible one, so that it changes according with the changing situations of the market, customers requirements, and technology updations. Then we have to buy. Then the next thing is make or buy decisions. This purely depends on the cost involved in buying a products or making the products. Which one is best suitable to reduce our cost, that plays an important role. That is one of the other secondary objective. The next one is standardizations. Standardization is we have to maintain a standards while procuring the material. If you are deviating from the standards, the total policies and policies of material management is deviated. So our main standard is we are with reasonable price, reasonable quality, and reasonable quantity. There should not be any compromise should be maintained with that. If any compromise happens, that will deviates our customers satisfactions, and our business will again go down. The next one is the material management helps the production department, so that there will not be any blocks in the process because of the delay in the material management materials that received from the suppliers. Whenever we see the red tag in the inventory, that is if the material is reduced in the inventory level, it should at once we have to place an order with the suppliers who is going to supply our material. So we have to maintain we have to assist the production department, and production department should also assist us whether there is a requirement for the material or not. The next one is material management is cooperations with other department. It is we have to cooperate with other departments like finance department, so that the capital investment should be a minimum one. Unnecessarily we should not invest more on the material. Okay, the next one is conceptions for future outlook. The material manager should think about the future prices and cost of raw materials. If anything going to rise in the future with respect to the material, he should forecast properly, and in that sense he has to procure it earlier and keep it in the stock. And if we are stocking unnecessarily the material which is not required for the production department regularly, we should not stock it. That will also should decided by the operation manager, or operation manager, not material manager. So he should forecast about the future prices and cost involved in the raw material while procuring it, and all the business condition is purely depends on the suppliers movements. Next, we are going to see about the scope or functions of material management. The first scope or first functions of material management is we have to do a material planning. How many materials we are going to order with the suppliers, and who is our suppliers, when we want to place the order, when we want to receive the order, all the things will be done in material planning and control. These two things, planning and control, is interdependent. So once the planning is over, the control happens. So control happens and it checks whether the planning is reached or not. The next one is purchasing. So once the planning is over, we'll go with the purchasing of material from the suppliers with respect to the reasonable price, reasonable quality, and reasonable quantity, and there should not be any compromise should be happens between these three things. The next one is store management. Store management is where we store our material. So we have to give some coding to each material, and we have to maintain a record how many stock is there for a particular material, in which quality and quantity the material should be stored, and what are the handling methods, how to handle those material. For example, if it is hazardous chemicals, we have to maintain the temperature and all. And for the tools and equipments, if it is in steels or anything, we have to maintain every day, so that that will not be a problem one. Certain equipments and tool we have to do with the oil maintenance. Those things should be done in store management. The next one is inventory management. So inventory management, we will be asking two questions: how many orders to be placed, and in when we have to place the order. These are the things we have to handle with the inventory management. So other related functions is standardization, simplification, specifications. These are 3 S we use to tell in operation management, and value analysis, ergonomics, and just in time. So now we are going to see detailed about the other related activities. The first we are going to see about 3 years. Standardization. Standardization means producing maximum variety of products from minimum variety of materials, parts, tools, and process. For example, if you are going to cook a dish in a home, so we will be using a same ingredient for a different dishes. So with the same ingredient, we have to, if you are producing a different dishes with the same types of same quality and quantity of ingredients, that is your standardization. So the next one is simplifications. So here it is concerned with the reduction of product range, assemblies, parts, material, and designs. Whatever assemblies, parts, materials, and designs you do for a particular product productions, it should be in a simplification manner, and it should be known to all the employees whoever is working on it. The next one is specifications. It refers to this precise statement that relates to the product, process, and service. Again, all the elements that is involved in a production of a products should be laid out in the working area. So what are the quality, in which quality and quantity a particular material is used, all those things should be mentioned it in the working area or an inventory level. Next one is value analysis. So value analysis, whether this particular material will give a return on investment in the future, or is this material is not required, or which not give more profit on the future, is analyzed in the value analysis. Value analysis concerned with the cost added due to inefficient or unnecessary specification and features. Next one is ergonomics. Ergonomics is a good example for human engineering. So whatever you design, the sense of product or process, you have to keep the humans, that is humans or end users in mind, whether it is not, it should not harmful to them, and it should be a best utility for them to use. The design of human task, man-machine system, and effective accomplishment of the job, including display for presenting information to the human sensors, control for human operations, and complex man-machine system. In a simple term, ergonomics means, so whatever process design or a product designs or a end products, that should not be harmful to them. It should be 100% useful to them. That is your ergonomics. The next one is, we are going to see about material planning and controlling. This is the main part in material management. So, and this will also helps in the cost reductions of material. The next one, material planning is a scientific technique of determining in advance the requirements of raw materials, ancillary parts and components, parts, and etc., as directed by the production program. So this material planning is the input given by the production department, what are the material is required, that is in the sense of raw materials, parts, components, and spare parts, and factors influencing material management. Here we are going to see about two types, that is micro factors and macro factors. So macro factors, we are going to see about the price trends that happens in the material procurement. Then business cycles, if we are in an introduction stage or a growth or a maturity, our procurement from the suppliers pricing will differs accordingly. Then government import and policies etc, import policy etc. Next one is micro factors. The first we are going to see about plant capacity utilizations, rejection rate in the sense of if the quality is not met, quantity is not met with the inspection team, they will reject it. The next one is lead time. Lead time is procurement of material, processing and dispatch of the material is comes in lead time. The next one is inventory level. We have to maintain the inventory level, that will also influence our material planning and control. Then working capital. So unnecessarily we should not invest more from the capital. So we have to think whether the particular material is required at present. We should not place a bulky orders or a bulky purchase. So unnecessarily investment can be eradicated. And delegation of power and communications. The next we are going to see about the techniques of material planning. So it starts from the forecasting techniques. We studied earlier in the second unit itself, we studied about the forecasting techniques. The next one is sales forecast, that is product requirements, product mix and product structure. The last thing only we are going to see now, bill of material, explosion chart, requirements of material, delivery schedule for a material. So these are the things we already learned in our previous unit. Next one is past consumption analysis. We will analyze what we purchased earlier, last year or last month or last production batch. So with respect to that, we will be finding out the average or a mean of consumptions, and we will use the standard deviations for the present analysis. Next we are going to see about the material budgeting. So budgeting is calculating what are the materials we are going to purchase and in which period we are going to place an order, and how it affects the production budget. And this is purely based on a monthly, quarterly, we will do a budgeting. The next we are going to see about the benefits of direct material budget. So it shows the quantity and cost of direct materials you must buy. So in which quantity you have to buy the direct material that is going to use it for your production, and what are the costs involved, production's cost and cost of procurement and cost of transportations, those are the things, and cost of maintenance also you will be including in this. The next one is it is an essential part for financial and accounting management. The next one, it helps to maintain the safety stock of inventory or on hands and helps you to monitor the stock. It helps to maintain the plan for the productions and order the right amount of raw material from the suppliers at the right time to keep your productions planning. So it helps to plan for the productions, that is MPS, master production schedule. So with the help of the direct material budget, we can plan for the production, and we can maintain the safety stock in the inventory, and it also helps in financial and accounting management. It makes in which quantity and cost of material is required to buy. Next we are going to see about the process of material budgeting. So first we have to identify the direct material that is going to use in the production. The next we have to determine the quantity of direct material needed for the productions during the period, and we have to add the ending material inventory for the period. Then we have to subtract the beginning direct material. Then we have to find the total quantity of direct material by multiplying the cost per unit to get the budgeted cost of the direct material. The last we are going to see about the material control. It refers to the various measures adopted to reduce the amount of loss of material at the time of receiving, storing and issuing the raw material. So this helps to reduce the breakdown in the material while we are storing or while we are receiving or while we are issuing the raw material to the production unit. The main objectives of the material control is to enable the uninterrupted production activities. It ensures the requested quality of material. It minimizes the wastages, and it fixes the responsibilities for all the persons whoever is involved in material management. It provides the information to the material purchasing team as well as to the production team how the thing is happened.